Howdy, welcome back to the Weld County Regulators YouTube channel. And today, we aren't in Weld County anymore. I done went and bought a house. So, there's that. Now, we'll give you a tour of the house in a minute. First off, vehicle things. So, the last video, I was redoing the transmission in the Ranger. Or redoing the slave cylinder in the Ranger. I got about 5,000 miles out of it, and the transmission gave up again. Clutch in, overdrive, throttle. Oh boy. Throttle. Oh man. Not fully, it's still drivable, but a responsible human wouldn't drive it. So, we're not driving it. So, I proceeded to drive the Ram because... Okay, vehicle things. Now we'll see if I can do this succinctly and actually get through it or not. I was driving the Ram. I started driving the Ram again, but the Ram was clattering and making all kinds of noise. So I figured, well, I better buy another vehicle. And my boss had a car for sale, so I bought it for real cheap. Another 300,000 mile plus vehicle. Whoopity-doo! And that promptly plugged an injector. So, we got a Volkswagen Jetta with a plugged injector. We got a Ram that rattles. And we got a Ranger that has transmission. The front bumper to the back bumper of that Ranger is kind of not pristine. So we started driving the Ram again, because what else are you going to drive? And we drove it till it started rattling and clattering like the Jehovah's Witnesses got in with the Mormons and started selling car warranties or something like that. Anywho's, it got parked, and I bought another vehicle the next day. So, we have the Ram, literally trash. The engine is, I don't know, it might still be in rebuild territory, but we're not going to do that. So it is for sale right now for cheap. Little VW Jetta with a 1.9 TDI. Under there, it's got 300 and something thousand miles. It just rolled over 300. Right now it's got a plugged injector. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's not a plugged injector. We thought it was a plugged injector until we pulled the injectors out, and that's what came out. So that injector was completely just screwed. So we have new injectors in. We are working on getting them all bolted down now. I ordered these bolts 3 times, and these ones came in 2 of those times. So, you know, I don't think that's going to work for that. But tomorrow night, this should be, in theory, done. There's that. Okay, this thing has got 150,000-ish, 130,000, I think, miles on it. It has a couple of leaks. We have a transfer case leak off of the rear, off of the output shaft. I think we have like a radiator leak, coolant of some sort leak. And then it's got a leak on the transmission someplace as well. Otherwise, it seems to be in pretty decent shape. Other than the body, we've got a big guardrail scratch over here. Got a big ass dent back here. God knows what from. The rear bumper was all screwed up. I've already replaced that. Otherwise, the body is in pretty good shape. The rest of the truck seems to be in pretty decent shape. The inside of the grill is coming apart. That's what that box is. We're replacing the whole grill. Otherwise, this one seems to be in pretty decent shape. Listen, I might as well make part of a YouTube video out of this. She got stuck. And I don't have any recovery equipment with me. Usually, In the Ranger or the Ram, I have shovels. I have shovels, tow rope, a bunch of other rope, a come along, all kinds of stuff. Trying to get myself out of situations just like this one. I don't have any of that stuff because I just bought it. So what happened here is I went up here, and we'll probably be able to see exactly where. Yeah. Oh dear. So right here, I was too far this way, and that's my tire track, and then I just fell into the hole here and pretty much stopped immediately. That's the end of my tire track. That's where I fell in. That's where my diff drug, and then yeah, so I'm dragging the diff all the way back to here, and this stuff is just soup.
There's more soup! What do you mean there's more soup? There's just more soup! Go into the next aisle! There's still soup! Where are you right now? And that's soup!
So this tire is just sinking more and more and more, and the diff is planted now. I'll see if we can see the diff. She's planted. She's planted, boys. If we leave her here in water a little bit, maybe I'll have a 3500 in 9 months, or however long that takes. So I originally just thought that the rear diff was the one that was dragging, and so I've dug the rear diff out. The front diff I can't get to dig out. So the only option I really have here is to get this tire, to get this tire to come up about 6 to 8 inches. Oh dear, that's a lot. And if I can get this tire to come up about 6 inches, then the differential will be off of the ground, and then I can start just piling material in there and try to keep the diff off of the dirt all the way back to about there. I think we'll be good. And then from there, I'm going to turn around and not mess with the muds. Four-wheel drive is very sketchy right now. We probably already covered that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in four-wheel drive. Hopefully it comes out and I don't have to drive home like 20 miles an hour, because I am like 2 miles west. I meant 2 hours. So I'm going to put it in four-wheel drive and hope this tire will just spin, because there's enough room right now for me to stick my fingies under the tire. That tire's not contacting anything underneath. And then I'm just going to start piling wood underneath it, and we'll see what happens. Oh God. Yeah, this is a bad idea. That tire is burning. You can smell it. Stand right in front of the truck. That's where you want to be. Yeah, that could have been bad. Well, that didn't help. Don't do that at home, boys. Well, I've done that for a while now. I got some blocks under there. I bashed it in with that rod till the tire stopped, and then I tried to drive, and the tire stopped under drive, but as soon as I gave it any gas, it just started spinning again, and it looked like it sunk just a hair more. So I've got another idea. Oh God. I got another idea. It might be a little bit more labor intensive. We'll see here. No, son of a monkey. There ain't any room. Look at that. I sat it good. I might be able to get some room under the rear axle, and we're gonna find out what kind of jack I have for to spare, and then maybe jack it up a bit, get some more goop under the tires, both sides, and maybe the front. If we can find a way to jack up the front, we'll put some stuff under that too. See if that helps. This is starting to look kind of bad. Nothing has worked thus far. I tried putting a jack under it. The jack sunk into the mud. No surface area. In the several hours that I've been here, nobody's driven up that road at all. I went on a walk and I found the shoulder blade of an elk. Now this is a pretty sad excuse for a shovel, but it's all I got. So I'm gonna try to dig out the front axle. I tell you what, boys, if T-post and elk paddle digging was an Olympic sport, I might actually watch the Olympics. Worn out, but I got it dug out pretty well under the pumpkin. Well, not under. It's still sitting on the dirt, and the backside, back behind where the pinion or the front drive shaft goes into the differential, that's all still sitting on dirt. So I'm still not sure that this is going to work. I may have to dig quite a bit out. May have to come in from the side and start trying to take it out back there. For now, though, that ain't light work. We got all the dirt thrown into that dip, so that one's pretty much flat across. Over here, I just got a bunch of random bullshit and threw in there. Hopefully it doesn't puncture the tire. I had a bucket of sand in the bed of the truck, so I threw that under that tire and the tire back there to hopefully help it grab a tiny bit more, and then I just stuck that with sticks as much as I could to stuff the sand underneath the tire and chink the tire. This one wasn't spinning, so it was this tire and that tire that were spinning. So I'm not going to worry too much about this one or that one. That one and that one I have sand under, and we kind of dug out underneath the differential. We're going to give it a try, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to go to the other side and start digging from back here and just work my way all the way in underneath that axle. And that's going to be exhausting. Well, now ain't that a bugger? At this point in the video, it's getting dark, it's getting cold. I have no, like, I don't even have a jacket in the truck. I'm like 5 miles from cell service. I think I'm going to spend the night in the bush. And so I didn't record the last leg of me fighting with it. But the video kind of says how much I did fight with it, judging off of my appearance and demeanor or something. Anyway. Lesson learned. First thing that happens when I get back to the house, I'm putting a shovel in this truck. Okay. Well, I got to looking at it, and I had dug the front axle out enough. I think I showed that. I hope I did, because I'm not putting the truck. I'm not putting the truck back where it was to show you. So I dug the front axle out enough, and then I piled stuff in front of it. My arms are shaking and shit. I'm exhausted. Hang on. Yeah. Oh God, I'm sinking. So I dug the front axle out enough that I moved all this stuff in the trough here, like you saw, so that when I moved the truck forward, it would go up and lift the differentials off of the dirt. And then I got to looking at it, and I thought, you know, I think if both rear axles were, like, the rear pumpkin was still sitting on the dirt, and and if I dug it out to where there's daylight underneath the differential and all the weight was on the rear axle, or on the rear tires, I feel like it would drive itself forward. So I just spent about 2 hours under the back of the truck with that little, I don't know, some little piece of metal, just picking away at it. It's dark. Well, yeah, yep, the sun is down, it's starting to get cold. I thought I would spend the night up here, so I'm ecstatic. I'm gonna start filling buckets up and putting them in here back there so that I don't fall back into my same ruts. And then I'm gonna boogie this sucker out to the road. It's gonna be a ride. And then see if I can't get it back into two-wheel drive and then drive it home. Otherwise, we're gonna go all the way home in four-wheel drive. And that's gonna suck. Yes, sir. Yeah, she drug that whole way, especially right there. Oh God. All right, well, let's get her out here and try to take it out of four-wheel drive, huh? Oh, look at that smoothness. Wow. Just went into two-wheel. Holy macadamia. Nobody's ever said that before, Blitz. All in all, folks, this could have turned out a lot worse. You know, I spent about 5 hours laying in the mud trying to get my truck out. There's some antelope. Not antelope. Yeah, I spent about 5.5, 6 hours trying to get my truck out. It's 7 o'clock now. I still got a 2-hour drive back to the house. But hey, I don't have to spend the night in the bush, and so I'm not going to complain. I'm pretty happy about the outcome. What do you think? Eh? What do you think, Blitz? I'm sure y'all have seen enough of me today. Alrighty. With that, y'all keep between ditches, keep your shine side up, dirty side down. You know what? Maybe the ditches aren't a good. Sometimes there ain't no ditches and you get stuck in the middle of the. I'll catch y'all on the flip flop. Here's a tired son. We gone.